Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us on Ubuntu channel this evening. It's Tuesday, the 30th of January in the year 2024. Finally, January is coming to an end tomorrow. We've been waiting for so long for this month, but it's finally here. And obviously, you are live with us on Ubuntu channel, and we value your viewership, and we value your participation on this program. This is Let's Talk Politics on Ubuntu channel, just like every other Tuesday. I'm not alone as usual. I have Mukelabai, who is always with us. Mukelabai, hope you are in the studio as well. Anyway, yeah, he is. Mukelabai, welcome, and thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Good evening. When you say who is always, so should I also start giving excuse on going away?
No, it's actually appreciating that you are ever present, and which is actually a good thing.
I'm committed. That's the thing.
Is very committed,
I'm committed.
100%.
Yeah, I'm committed to my country, and I'm always committed to something that I something that I'm doing. So it is okay. Otherwise, good evening. And how is Lusaka? Are you in Lusaka or Kafue?
Curfew, actually, at this point in time, I'm in curfew.
Okay. So what's going on in Zambia? What is happening?
A lot of things are happening in Zambia. Probably, I'll take you through as we are going. You actually be able to catch up. This is why Ubuntu channel is there to make sure that even you who is not in the country is able to catch up with things that are trending in the country. Now, Wamkelabai, today is an exciting program that we are going to have, and we hope to have quite a great interaction with you as usual, and hope to get quite some understanding and an in-depth understanding of the current situation. And we are looking at the exchange rate, which seems to be depreciating every day, and its implications on the ordinary citizens in the country. Obviously, this has been a major talking point for those in the opposition, especially, and they seem to take us to where we are starting from. Mukelabai, everybody is talking about 14 hours, if you remember that day. What we are talking about. Mukelabai, is it not yet 14 hours?
Yeah. That's why we will never and we shall never uh, come out of such kind of problems that are solvable, because we are still wallowing. We are still going back to the political campaigns that were being made when someone was vying for office, and we want to use that as a weapon. Did Hakainde Chilema know the time he was busy campaigning? Had he ever, was he even privy to the information on how bad the economy was diving and nose diving, for us to start pointing a finger at him and say, you are the one that promised that 14 hours? You see, Zambians should be very, very serious sometimes. Instead of politicking, let us look at what really, why is the cost of living going up so high, and why is our kwacha depreciating every day? These are issues that we need to discuss and find solutions. What are the causes? And are those causes, are these problems, can we manage to resolve them? And how long will it take for us to resolve these issues? Instead of us going back to rhetorics and things that we say during campaign, we say a lot of things when we are busy campaigning for vying for offices, but you cannot hold this to Akainde's neck.
Okay, are you trying to tell the Zambians that we should actually not hold these political leaders accountable for promises they make when vying for office. Rather, we should just be taking it as a rhetoric, and that's it.
No, I'm not saying that, but sometimes we need to move. We need to, first of all, have this investigatory way of, you know, dealing with matters and finding solutions. Because we are busy just talking, blaming at the Akainde who had promised, because we expected him to make abracadabra, the economy to just change, you know, within a shortest period of time. That's wrong. That's a very wrong thing. Probably him too made a mistake by over promising, because he never told the people how long it's gonna take. It will take time. It does not. Had these guys left a very viable economy, probably we may say Hakainde is not doing a good job with his team. But Hakainde inherited a lot of liabilities, and we are not surprised. Some of us, we are not surprised why the economy or why things are going up and the kwacha is depreciating, the dollar is gaining more power, and we as a country, we don't have any production. The previous government frustrated most of the investors, they left. And some of the main investors that were bringing, that were supposed to stabilize our economy, were frustrated that they had to take the Zambian people to court over the mines, the copper mines, because the copper mining is our main source of income as a country, where we could actually um, uh, be bragging about being economically stable if we have production in our mining sector. The mining sectors are working, but look what happened. They frustrated the investors. The investors took advantage as well on our authority, the government, and there was a lot of chipante pante. And look what happened. We were we were struggling. The issues were in court. We were not producing. Miners were fired. We had a lot of issues that took place. People were most miners lost their jobs, and we were not producing any copper at that time for almost, I don't know how long. But the people that were in offices in Milingo were busy getting much money, a lot of money. Yet the
Mukelabai,
Zambian people are still
Mukelabai,
waiting.
Mukelabai.
So
I like the
today,
fact that you are brought us to the issue of mining. Obviously, it's being one of the issues that is being attributed to the reasons why we are seeing this much depreciation of the kwacha, which as of today stands at 27.2 kwacha per US dollar. And
how much? How much is it?
27.2 kwacha per
Is that
US
the
dollar.
current bank rate that you are talking about, or is just these bureaus, yapakama, propagandas?
No. That's the bank rate actually. Now,
Okay.
Mukelabai, if you look at the issue of mining, sometime last year, the Minister of Mine went on loudspeaker to announce that a deal for KCM had been finalized, even giving out the types of increments that the workers will get, how much they are going to invest, how much they are going to pay, how much they are going to keep on the side. Uh, for the sake of the dates which KCM had to the various suppliers and contractors. And then when everybody was excited, it turned out that actually that was just uh, a, he said a verbal agreement. Nothing concrete had been agreed, and up to now, everybody is wondering what really is happening. Is the policy on mining that the UPND has brought on working for us? Because it's now almost 3 years since they came into power, and we seem not to find a solution to the mines and the mining industry.
Sometimes we need to be honest with even the questions. First of all, look at the history. Look at where we are coming from. How did we end here? Why are we today talking about this? We are talking about these issues today because of what our brothers did. They thought they were fixing the problem. They thought they wanted to fix everything, but look where it has ended us to. We are stuck. These agreements you see, these are just trying to clear up the damages that these guys have made. That's why we had no choice, or that's why probably the government had no choice but to go back to the people, to the very investor that was terminated, that was fired, to say, come back, because we can't pay you much money that you are claiming for in the courts of law, but let's work 1+1 so that at least we both parties go happy. If you promise that you are going to do this and do this, and we have been told that negotiations were on the way, and it is promising that things are going to work. The only thing that was remaining was to legalize everything, to put everything in black and white, append the signatures, and then to commence the transaction. But the thing is, even if Vendetta today came back, they're going to start mining now, but they have to also strategize on how to sell, what to mine. Because copper, you can't just mine, you can't just start mining and then it's there. You have to go deeper and you have to work. So there is a period of working, there's a period of producing, and then there will be a period of selling. You need people to go and sell. You need these mines, we need people to come and buy our copper. And once that is bought, we need to share. If at all we are going to make those profits, are we going to make the profits for us to share with those who have invested their monies? Because the mines are not going to mine themselves. It's not free to. It's not cheap to mine, to do mining. There are a lot of money going in, and those people have to claim back that money before they start dividing it to sharing with other shareholders. So it is going to take time. They've just started. They haven't even probably started even working. So how do you expect the economy to be viable when there's no production that is going on in the country? Right now, there's a lot of investment. People are pumping money. The dividends will come not today. The profits will not come today. Problem is, my politicians, they are busy making noise. The profit we want to see. Things don't work like that in reality. Even if themselves came into power, they would tell people, be patient. Things won't just happen abracadabra, because that's what they expect. It won't work like that. Moreover, we are not just the only country that is going through economic hardship. It's the whole world. It's the whole global community has problems. People in Canada, they are struggling right now. They are struggling. The standard of the standard of living is getting higher. Things are getting expensive. It's not just in Canada. Come to Europe. You will see for yourself. If you think you are the only ones that are going through this, if anything,
Okay,
you are even much better, you guys in Zambia.
Mukelabai, I've actually just received an SMS from someone who is watching us via YouTube, and was correcting me to say, actually, at close of business today, the exchange rate is at 27.35 per dollar. That is the status quo. And Kwacha is anticipated to hit 30. actually before the close of next week by many economists. Now, Mukelabai, what are some of the effects for this on an ordinary citizen?
Of course, it will be, you know, when things are getting expensive in a country, uh, of course, we all rely on importing things from abroad, where we have to use our dollars that we have, the little dollars that we have. We are not exporting anything as a country, and when we are not exporting, how do we get some dollars, some foreign currencies into our country, when we are failing to produce not even toothpicks? Things are not okay, yes, but listen, things, when they're not okay, when the cost of living is getting high, we have to also learn to adjust our way of living. And especially my appeal is to the employers, the people that have employed, that are the bosses, the employers, the owners of companies. Them, they are busy making money because they've also increased their commodity, their products. Their products are costing more. You go to a lawyer today, you find they've increased their legal fees. You go anywhere in the market, they've increased. Everything has increased. But that does not mean life should stop. It means that also employees have to be taken into account. Their salaries, they have to be increased. You can't keep an employee on the same salary for 7 years or 10 years. Same salary. You're not making any, they're not growing. That's why it is hitting them so hard. A loaf of bread, how much is the loaf of bread in Zambia?
On average, around 18 kwacha.
18 kwacha, and how much was the bread 10 years ago? You see,
Probably 10, 11 kwacha somewhere there.
yeah, so exactly. So we move with time. If into those days when it was affordable at the time, things were cheaper. And now, as we move with time, things everywhere, including fuel, everything has increased, has gone up. The prices have gone up. So it means that also employers, as you are selling your products or your services, you have increased your tariffs. You are busy increasing tariffs. You are busy increasing products that you are selling in shops, and you are giving excuses of US dollars or exchange rate. The economy is biting. But meanwhile, you are failing to increase salaries of your employees. Employees must also claim. They have to use, if you are paying money to unions, the union must come out and start making negotiations to the employers. Every employer, person that is working, including the government itself, that salary increment, you have to adjust salaries so that those who are working are able to meet this high cost of living. They're not going to beat it, but they're able to survive within the same range. Transport is expensive. People are increasing my transport. People are increasing my tomato because of everything has gone up. You cannot be depriving my employers. That's why people are complaining. Although number politicians complain that no, things are not okay, themselves also want increments. Even if they come into power, we are not going to go back. We are moving forward. If you have that tukalashita menshi 20 kwacha, 50 kwacha, those days in Shitwali, because we used to think, who can buy water? Honestly, we thought water was just for free to Wasanga menshi anywhere. But Things are changing, moving. We are moving with time. But politicians also need to be in their own place. Come to the people and give proper explanation, not bombastic words and misleading people. You come not my economical ideas, pamitwe. Mino tapale fe mulelanda, things are getting worse. Come to the people and tell them. Tell the Zambian people things are not okay. If intafiri wino mchalo, indalama na chepa. That we quarter ama export, that we are not exporting anything, and therefore there is less dollar on the market. That's why the Zambia to kwacha, the Zambian kwacha to dollar na chitashani kwacha na ipona sana punch, because tatukwete indalama mu circulation. So these are issues that the government is supposed to come out to speak. Na imwebene mwebantu mule ipusha ama ipusho, not kwamba kushauta, no kwamba going back to the promises that Hakainde was making. They come 14 hours, the dollar will be. Yes, it was going to happen that way if the economy was, if Lungu left a better and viable economy. Unfortunately, you guys, the country's economy was abandoned. For us to get the pilot to steer it to get back to normalcy, it will take time. It is not going to be easy. It's not going to be a good ride. It will be there will be a lot of turbulences on the way. The government, the current government, we should just be sorry for them. At the same time, we should tell them to be honest. Tell the Zambian people, ichachine, ichishinka kutira ifintuba ne tafiri we know. Isentubombere chapamo. Fire must better solutions to fix this mess our brothers left.
Okay.
This is what we've been telling you.
You also touched on the issue of fuel. Now, on the 21st of January, just this year, the ERB informed the nation that we have depleted the fuel subsidy fund in the last 4 months. So the next price review will reflect this. Now, this was communicated by the Energy Regulation Board chairperson, that is Reynolds Boer, who said the strategic reserve fund, which they have been using to keep the fuel prices constant for the last 4 months, has been depleted. Now, what this entails is that tomorrow, the whole country is actually bracing themselves for quite a huge step in terms of prices of fuel. Now, Mukelabai, I'll bring you on this one. Prices are flying around on social media, of course. Others are saying it will be an increment of about 4 kwacha, others 5 kwacha, 6 kwacha, 7 kwacha. We don't know what that is. And I will advise the viewers that actually all the figures that you are seeing online are only but speculative. We will only get to know the actual figure tomorrow by end of business. And now, what we are looking at is a possible increment of fuel. And if rumors are true, for instance, a 7 kwacha increase in the price of fuel, devastating effects on the citizens. We are looking at an increment in almost everything following that. Transport fares go up. The price of commodity actually goes up. The price of services also vis-a-vis go up. Again, let's look at the common man, Mukelabai. What next
When you
for,
talk about, yes,
for a common man who actually depends on pieceworks here and there for survival, and obviously the price of transport for them to go for pieceworks and all that drastically goes up. The price of foodstuffs in the shops will actually even go up more because of the increase in transport.
yeah. Thank you. Fuel has been, we don't produce fuel in Zambia. We don't have oil refinery. We depend on other countries, and we cannot dictate how much. We cannot dictate the prices that the seller is selling to us. We have no choice but to buy the fuel, whether it will be cheaper, good for us. If it will be expensive, we just have to go for it. And where is the government going to find money to subsidize the fuel? And that's why we've been telling the Zambian people to say, moneni, indalama mwale onaula, inintu mwali mu power, by previous government, for example. That money could have been helping us today when things in the whole world, because olobese ababene benalungu babwele foot, you find that they will be the same. The problem will never end. This time around, they are going to either borrow more, that the country will even be bankrupt, or so we need to find we need to understand the situation and understand what is happening globally and relate to what is happening to us. How are we affected? Do we as the country have the capacity to reduce the price when the outside market is so expensive and exorbitant? Where are we going to find the difference? How are we going to subsidize, like I said earlier, so that our people, so that we convince our brothers and sisters down there, the so-called common man down there, to say, if into Filibuino. Meanwhile, we are busy going back into dipping our feet into debts. This is the danger, and that's why this government is being careful. I'm not their spokesperson, but I know for the fact that this government is avoiding not to borrow so much money like the previous government. Because right now, we are busy talking about the debt restructuring. That money could have been helping us. That money, had they not messed up those guys, had they not put us in this situation today, we were going to find money to subsidize this fuel and subsidize all these other challenges that we are complaining about today. But we cannot, because there is no money in our coffers. There is no money. Indalama shimule umfa balesende shire pwila fe kuma services, kuma salaries yama civil servants. And the government has to move, has to work. You have employing teachers, they need money. You're employing nurses, they need money. So whatever monies that we are getting as a country right now, it is just going into these services that are being provided for by our fellow citizens, just to keep us afloat. Otherwise, if in we know, we understand. But let us give these guys chance to fix this problem, instead of attacking them and start invoking ama promises. Yes, we have the right to ask them about the promises, but this is where we need Wakainde to hold a press conference and explain, not to start lecturing us, but to tell us exactly on what these challenges are and how the government is intending to fix it. Because we keep on getting promises or assurances that things will be okay. But meanwhile, we are not being communicated to know how are they going to mitigate this, and what modalities have they done so far to fix this problem? Zambian people needs to know. That's why today you are busy speculating about fuel. You don't know whether they are going to reduce the fuel prices or they are going to increase the fuel prices. We have no clue. Why? We don't have information. So we're just waiting for the government or for the Energy Regulation Board to announce on what is going to happen tomorrow. So let's just cross our fingers, hoping that the fuel price will remain the same, because we still have a lot in stock that was brought in from the previous consignment. So we don't expect immediately the price to go up. So we can wait until this stocks is finished. The new consignment, when it comes in, probably that's when they can add or subtract. We don't know, but we are just hoping that as they are making adjustment to the prices, they should consider that Zambians are really struggling when it comes to the cost of living. Things are not okay. There's no money in people's pocket. Employers are not employing. Employers, they're not increasing their salaries. So how are the employees going to work? How are they going to manage to sustain their families? So this is a very serious matter which the government really needs to look into this, or else there will be a lot of unrest from the opposition that are going to compel the government to do something. So please,
Now,
uh,
the
we are
current
urging the
situation,
government. Come again?
situation in quite the current situation in quite a number of filling stations as we speak right now is we have an influx of motorists trying to get fuel before the price actually goes up tomorrow. Supposed purportedly that the price will go up tomorrow. Now, one aspect that comes to play actually is sometimes we have filling stations trying to not to sell all the stock they have, and will pronounce themselves as out of stock before an increment, especially when it is imminent. Mukelabai, these are kinds of business practices and policies on government. Uh, are they in line? Are they in order to do that?
Well, that's what happens in a liberalized economy. Remember, we are a liberalized economy. Anyone can choose. If I want, I can come myself and start selling fuel at 20, at 10 kwacha, and no one can come and tell me why are you selling this at this price, because that's what happens when you are in a liberalized economy. You know, others, they've increased more. They sell more fuel. The fuel is more expensive than the other fuel filling stations, and it's up to the owners of the filling station whether to wait, to keep the because they are not obligated to sell to anyone. They can keep it. They can close, still have fuel in their tanks, but it will be somehow greedy for them to decide to do that, so that they could manipulate, or rather gain more profits, because the price has increased, and they would rather wait until the price is gonna increase. So what will happen if the price is decreased? Are they going to wait, still close their shops, their filling stations? So it's just the right thing to do, to sell the commodities that you have ordered, sell at the price that you have, that you ordered, not just because tomorrow they increase the fuel, and then immediately we see the effect start showing on your at the filling station when you are still selling the product from the cheaper fuel that you had gotten, and you start selling it at a very higher price. That would be stealing, taking advantage. I just wish that the authorities could have control over that. But that is if they can't, unfortunately, people are craft. They can do whatever they want for as long as they're not breaking the law. But if they are found wanting, that it is discovered that the fuel they ordered was cheap, and they're supposed to sell it at a cheaper at the mentioned price, and then they go ahead and sell it at the current fixture that we have, which is a little bit higher, or then if that is found, they are found wanting, then they could be probed. So for now, we just have to wait until the ERB announces. We cannot speculate. I know Zambians, we love speculations. We love conclude. That's why, and we don't even do a lot of research. We hate reading. We don't want to investigate. Our reporters, the social media is, we don't take stories so seriously. It's like that. Remember that story of that young boy that used that boy was yelling lion, lion, and people go there. Yeah. So that's the kind of mindset and narrative that we are giving to the Zambian people. Every day on the social media, there's someone who is busy yelling lion, lion, and then it comes that day, it's something else. And you start wondering, how can a Christian nation be dwelling on innuendos, rumors, tabloids, propaganda? We hold those things as gospel truth. We don't want to investigate. We don't want to ask questions. The government institutions have websites where we can simply click and get information, but we choose to speculate. We choose to lie. Instead of consulting. Even these opposition that are busy, too mouthful, they don't investigate. They don't even engage. They have not engaged the government or those specific ministries or institutions that has issues. Instead of challenging, or rather going there to discuss and find the solutions, or rather just to find out, because they are the opposition. They're supposed to give checks and balances. They have the right to information as well. And already we have this law that was enacted just recently, the law of the access to information bill law. So we need our oppositions to engage the government, not to just start making conferences basing on rumors, innuendos, and just because they feel tuma feelings to about into something, then they come and hold to my press conference. So to me, I find that so childish and not serious. They are supposed to engage the government, and if they have failed, that's when they can come and hold press conferences to say, hey guys, we tried our best. We did this. This is what we did. We wanted to engage, but unfortunately we're given no, and this is what happened. Here we are. This was our solution. The government decided to refuse. Instead, excuse after excuse, blaming. The topic will be HH, negative, 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 negative. Every time it's HH, this and this, instead of offering
viable solutions. The oppositions we have in Zambia, I'm sorry to say this, but they're, how do I put it? I wanted to use the word useless, but I wanted to find another word that is so good that they should not feel bad. They are so, uh, they are not serious.
Maybe let's say underwhelming.
They are under what? Underwhelming?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. They are toothless. They are toothless. They cannot come up with proper challenges, challenging the government. You know, the only person that really almost made me happy was Winter Kavimbe, when he just decided to put all this politics behind, and he just went and faced the incumbent. Of course, they laughed, but they discussed matters of public interest, of national interest. And that is the kind of, they may not agree, they may not be friends, but by virtue of him having made an effort to go to State House and have a meeting or just to interact, that's where you see some kind of maturity. Not Abena Shoni Tembo, Abena Mimbo, who are these other chaps? They are just, you can see that they are bitter for nothing. Bitter for nothing.
Mukelabai, numbers don't lie. As at now, Kwacha is actually the 7th worst performing currency in the world, and the 4th worst
how do you expect, Wallace, how do you expect a country? How do you expect a country that just came from that defaulted? Huh? We should be honest to ourselves, Bane. How do you expect a country that defaulted in terms of paying their debts, the external debts, so hard, and you want them to perform? Jesus, come on, guys. We are. How do I put
now? I'll continue. I'll proceed to ask the question. Kwacha, the 7th worst performing currency in the world and the 4th worst performing currency in Africa. And,
we have reasons to that.
Okay. Like which one?
Yeah, our greediness, our leaders that we had put in power, that we had entrusted with our economical, with our economy, with our country, with the resources. They abused the resources. They put us in harm's way. They have created this monster and they left the country rich. They left the government poor, that they have to start from a scratch to picking up these small little pieces so that they could, we are only 3 years from coming into from taking over from greedy people that milked the nation, that put us in this mess today that we have. There's no magic. There's no story we can tell that the reason why today Zambia is struggling economically is because of the current government. That's a lie. You're not being honest to yourselves. The issue is that the management team that we gave this trust, the power to override or to pretend on our national affairs, did abuse that, and they left us with nothing. And look at them. They are okay with their families. Today, you hear them giving each other 400,000 US dollars cash. We hear the girls are being found with a colossal sum of money in bags from Bank of Zambia, with new currencies, with new printed, and we hear that there's even more bags. And you expect those people, and you expect the country today to be economically stable. If Volungu and the management, or Wosata and the management, or Wobanda, or Wosata and Wobanda, if they had done a good job, if they had done a wonderful job all this time, I promise you, HH today, who was going to, I don't think HH would even have come back into power. HH was not going to struggle with what is currently going on, especially coming from a background where he promised that he was going to fix this economy. He is trying, but the injury was too deep. The injury, the damage was too extensive. And that's why today, these are the dividends. These are the, I mean, these are the effects. Yes, these are the consequences of mismanagement. You see, because we wanted to live thoroughly from PF left, at Twikale, we know thoroughly everything just moves smoothly without feeling the pinch of anything. Yes, we could have done that had they not misappropriated our national coffers. But what did they do? Today you hear the Bank of Zambia, the so-called the governors at that time, they were busy printing money, giving out money to people. I'm just looking forward to hear more over that issue so that we could hear. The only problem that I have was that HH, together with his team, they took so much time. I know that sometimes speed kills, but they took so much time that to date, 3 years, honestly, big, if you are given 3 years to plan how to evade justice, to plan how to stay away from being caught, and you have sacks and sacks of monies that you got from, in 3 years, do you think can we still find that money? No, you can't. You can destroy evidence. People have done it. By the time we catch them, it will be too late. That's why today they are busy claiming persecution to portray a picture that they are being persecuted. We're not. Because we took time.
Let's go according to the law. The law says that everybody is innocent until pronounced guilty by the justice system, and we have not seen anyone pronounced guilty in those lines. So we can therefore assume they are innocent.
Yes, they are innocent. That's the law. But sometimes we can tell. We can feel, because if they had done nothing, if you know for the fact that you have not stolen anything, why do you need a lawyer to represent you over a question that the government is asking you? How did you acquire this house? Rollers, your house right now, how you built it, you have records. Where you got the money, you have records. Would you need a lawyer to come and tell you to defend you when the government is simply asking for your contract of sale to see who the vendor and the purchaser is?
Law allows for you not to even speak to law enforcement agencies without your lawyer present. It's actually someone
If
trying to
you,
avoid
if
self-implicating
you know
themselves.
that you are, listen,
Someone
if you
and
know,
you to a lawyer, you cannot blame someone for utilizing a provision of the law.
that is if you have stolen, if you are, you know, if you know that you are in trouble, you need a lawyer that will come and help you how to navigate through your case so that you can evade justice. We know that. But if you are innocent, like you have said, you are innocent, and you know that you have not stolen, you have not abused anything, especially when you are holding public office, why would you need a lawyer to come and help you to give the immigration or the anti-corruption commission or the banks or the prosecutors, help them with investigations over how you acquired your properties? Why?
So
Why would
Mukelabai,
you need? Why would you need? So
Mukelabai,
there already, that is already a red flag, my dear. A red flag. Unless, if you store, yes, I would do the same if I knew that I did not follow the right procedure in acquiring the wealth that I have, and I've been faced by the immigration, by the authority, the anti-corruption commission. They are on my door. Yes, I know that I have a smoking gun somewhere. If the moment they find it, I'll be in trouble. I would call for legal representation immediately, because I don't want to be given stiffer punishment. But if there's nothing,
Mukelabai, let's come back now to the issue of the kwacha and the effects on an average citizen of Zambia. Now, we are at a stage where the exchange rate actually goes up every day, and not just marginally, but significantly goes up every day. And it's become very unpredictable, even to ascertain how much the exchange rate will close from the start of the day to the end of the day. Now, is it in order for government to insist on charging some for some of its services in the US dollar, when actually the kwacha, which everybody gets paid in the country, is depreciating and losing value? I'll give an example of uh, 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 duty, especially for motor vehicles. I think I had an interaction today with some of the car dealers that we have in Lusaka, who are actually stuck with some of their merchandise at the border, because as the dollar goes up, one was narrating to me to say, I'm looking for a certain amount of money to clear a vehicle. ZRA is courteous enough to only increase the exchange rate on a weekly basis. Now, you are looking for a certain amount of money this week. By the time it goes to the other week, the money just goes up by a good percentage. Now, should we continue to charge for some of these services in the US dollar?
I don't think, I don't know, I don't work for ZRA, but if that's what they are doing, and I believe they must have their own reasons to why they are, because I know for the fact that you can go to ZRA with Zambian kwacha and pay any fee or any penalty you will be allowed to, unless you are a foreigner, you are coming from outside where you don't have kwacha and you want to pay in Zambian, I mean in your foreign in the forex in foreign currency, and they only allow certain currencies, not all currencies. And US dollar, I believe, is one of those currencies that is being accepted by the Zambia Revenue Authority. So on that one, I will not uh, speculate, but I feel that there's nothing wrong with the migration claiming, especially when you're coming from outside and you went to, I mean, but I don't think the immigration, I mean, the Zambia revenue authorities would refuse your Zambian kwacha if you were to.
They will not refuse the Zambian kwacha, but the fees are actually in dollars, so they will have to convert the dollar equivalent into kwacha at that time, and that is the situation
So
that
those fees are given to Zambians that they are in US dollars, and the
exactly.
Zambians have to convert to the Zambian kwacha. That's what you mean?
The US dollar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, Mukelabai, let's start wrapping up. Let me give you some time to just probably wind up on this particular topic that we've had today, and also vis-a-vis try to bring in some of the projections that you may have to say what exactly needs to be done to counter the current situation at hand.
Mm. No, thank you so much, Roles. I think we have discussed a lot over the issue. This is what happens when you have a country that is in a huge debt stress. You can never avoid this wave of hardship. It will still coming until we exhaust the debt restructuring or the debt mountain. If we cannot resolve that debt mountain, unfortunately, we shall forever. Actually, life will be so hard. I promise you, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because we are not an island. We live, we coexist with other countries, and we owe those other countries money, and they also can put some stringent measures if we continue giving excuses and making things worse for ourselves. So what we need to do is to find solutions, how to uh, pay or how um, to pay back what we owe, and how do we generate money for ourselves domestically. We have a generation that is lazy, in my opinion, that is lazy, that is full of they sit all day and listen to what they do or say. It's just gossiping and laughing at one another and showing off, and without doing any work. We need to leave the couch, leave social media, leave Facebook. Let's go out there and do some work. Be it bricklaying, be it carpentry, be it farming, electricity, being an electrician, be it plumbing, be it office work, drivers. Let's go out there and bust ourselves out and work so that we can produce something at the end of the day. And let us learn to promote our own local products. This dependency on foreign products, it is the one that is going to cost us, and it's the one that is going to choke us a lot. Let us have our own industries where we manufacture our own things, our own goods, our own food, instead of importing. I mean, every time we import, we import. Let us learn to export. Let us produce and export our crops. We have a very favorable climate in Zambia. We can grow anything at any given time and it will grow without any problem. We have availability of water, and the same water is even killing us through cholera because we are failing to get rid of it or to clean it. So we need to just find a way of either harvesting that water so that it can give us proper income through either agriculture, through a lot of entrepreneurship that we can do to make our lives easy. Let us work. Let us work instead of being lazy. Waulesi sakudya. Waulesi ni wapakamwa maningi. Let us go and work. And my last point is to the employers, you who have employees, please consider salary increment. Increase your members, your employees' salaries, because the cost of living is not cheap. The cost of living is high. You are selling your products more expensive at the current rate today. Yet you still want to pay your employees peanuts. It is you who is choking them. Pay them what is worth. Give them money, increase my salaries, please. My 1%, my 2%, that's just nothing. Give them good salary increments so that they are able to buy or meet, to put ends meet. So please, that is my humble cry. And the government should come out and speak to the Zambian people, tell them where the status quo, instead of keeping us in limbo. Talk to the Zambian people and tell us what is currently going on and how do we fix this, and what do you need from us as citizens to do. Chiruba told us to tighten our belts. Manawasa told us to sacrifice. What's your message by UPND government? My government. Dalumba.
Probably we can call it a wrap just over there. Thank you so much, Mukelabai, as usual, for your presence and for your wisdom on this program. Also, thank you. Also, to thank the man on the controls, that is Mr. Emmanuel, for being with us this evening, and also for ensuring that we have a smooth running program. We also want to thank you, the viewers who have stayed with us, have listened to us, have joined us this evening, and also participated in these deliberations. Remember, Let's Talk Politics comes to you every Tuesday at 20 hours right here on Ubuntu channel. That means the same platforms that you are watching us is the same platform you're going to catch us next week. So make a date next week and ensure that you join us to discuss another interesting topic as we go. This has been Lawrence on behalf of Mukelabai and also Emmanuel on the controls. Let me say good night.